Hi everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gears Season 4 Episode 83 with me, Sid. And if you were expecting this episode on Monday the 15th and you're wondering why it came out on Friday the 19th, you'll know why it came out on Friday the 19th because you'll have seen what came out on Monday the 15th. But I'm cutting down the Rusty Gears episode for the remainder of the season, which by my estimate is probably around about 7 or 8 weeks, depending on 121's development. As at the time of recording, release candidate 1 bug fix has just been issued, so not 121.1 but the release candidate for 121.1. Obviously 121 is not stable yet. Additionally, we have probably around about a dozen mods that are not working in 121 yet, and we are dependent on those to update. Some of them are critical, some of them not so much, but the critical ones are largely things like expanded foods, culinary expansion, obviously all of Apache's mods, although a lot of his actually work, they haven't updated yet. Napster specifically works. So they're the things. We are looking at new mods to go into the pack, we're looking at mods to take out of the pack, we're looking at config changes. We've got an entire discussion forum on our Discord where we are, this is the internal Discord, not the public facing Discord, where we discuss the pros and cons of tweaking stuff. So I am cutting down to 1 episode for Rusty Gears a week, just for until Season 5 starts, and then we'll cut back to Season 4. And what I am doing is I am revisiting a pack, and you'll have seen this already. I am revisiting Regrowth. There is a current mod pack out called Restoration, which is a modern version of Regrowth, and everybody's playing it. Even Captain Sparkles is playing it, and I can't remember the last time I saw him actually do a Minecraft video. So yeah, everybody's playing it, and I wanted to get back in the Wayback Machine and actually go and look at the pack that spawned it, the pack that made that a thing again. Now, I'm not going to play it through to its completion. It was a massive pack and it will be a massive job. What I am going to do is play 16 episodes of it, reasonable time jumps, editing jumps and stuff while I grind, because it is a grindy pack. And we'll see how we go, and then hopefully Season 5 will be with us. We will do something else. Maybe Nomad will have come to an end at that point, and we can move on to something else, possibly even Restoration. Who knows? Or Homestead in the Woods, probably unlikely to have done. Greg Tech, nowhere near. So that's where I am. I am stood in the courtyard of Winterfell. Gran is online over there. There's buildings appearing, which I'm trying not to give spoilers of. Again, I've spoken to Gran. She thinks she'll have episodes out before me, but you know, she's trying to balance hammering out Winterfell before the season ends with editing, and she's got so much footage she's not sure whether she'll be able to include everything. So I've been busy though. Let me turn around. So you got here, you can see there's the Stark banner over the thing, the Gran's amazing piece of chiselling. And if we pan up, there are the Stark banners in flag form on top of the towers. There's also little baby ones on top of these towers. I have got now what I've done, so those 3 were done, that's another 4 done. These ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have got platforms on that need to be expanded on. Gran has worked on the stables, the glass house, and she's currently working on the armory, which I'm trying desperately not to show anything of, and also laying down some cobblestone for, I think that's the second keep. Or the main keep, or I can't remember what it is. It's on there, and we are starting to slowly expand the walls out around the Godswood. That's just a big old grind. So let me take you up, and we'll try and just. So there is the start banner as a banner. Yeah, not fun to chisel. probably around about 6 or 7 hours in total, even with chisel tools, because you block it out and then you move them and wiggle them in and out. There may be easier ways of doing it, I'm just not aware of one. And then over here on the tower tops, we've got this little BB banner with the little Stark banner on it. So yeah, seeing my Nomad is keeping Gran entertained while she's bored. So that's that. I've got a lot more work to do on the towers and also the walls. I have more or less decided that I am going to abandon the missile silo. I genuinely cannot face the thoughts of trying to work that. It is just not. It is not grabbing me. So if you were looking forward to that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to finish off the cells. I may put a vault in somewhere just for all my riches, but yeah, we are kind of going to draw a line under the modern build and call it almost done. There's the weight room, which I need to do, the gym, so I've got a couple of things to do there, but those will do between episodes. Right now we're going to try and get some of these towers done. I'm going to try and do it in such a way as a time lapse, so if you do catch glimpses of what Gran's done in the time lapse, then there's not much I can do about it. But as I say, this is not going out until the 19th. This is nearly 2.5 weeks away, so Gran will hopefully have covered a lot of what she's done. Yeah, that's where we're at really. We are pushing forward for Season 5. We have got some exciting news with Season 5, and that is that we have got sponsorship for the Rusty Gears in the form of a server and a discount code, which we'll obviously, once we come to Season 5, we will share with you all, but it's a very generous hosting package, and yeah, that's all good. So we are coming on. We are starting to discuss potential candidates for inclusion in Season 5. So we'll see where we go. But yeah, lots going on. Anyway, let me get on with these towers a bit.
Chase the house, leave all your tears. We're on cloud nine. We live and die, a raver's life. Let's pray that night's gonna be alright. Just lose control and chase the highs. Leave all your tears. We're on cloud nine. We live and die, a raver's life.
Alright, I didn't time lapse the whole thing because it's kind of pointless because they're the same. you know, you got this tower is the same as that tower is the same as that tower is the same, you know, so on and so forth. The one I didn't do is over in that corner, and there's a reason why I don't do it. I like to leave one tower partially constructed, just so I've kind of got a template for how to go. It's kind of silly, but just works for me. So in here we need to now go in and do the beam work and the decorative work. Now the beam work is fairly straightforward. Grant said she has been using rotten beams in places, so I am going to use them on this tower. Not every tower, we'll put them in. And if you use a C-Right template, you get a lot of beams per log, so useful trick, because otherwise these things can be quite expensive, especially when you consider like that is not going to work. I'm going to have to do that to get that one to play. Oh, that's 11. I know from past experience that's 11. I also know from past experience if I do from there to there it goes screwy. So do from here to here and it works fine. Then we're going to head up the top here. I'm going to just pop this off and we'll grab you. And we're going to go from here up to the middle. Now you can't see that on the outside, but you can see it on the inside, so it just gives that kind of illusion of support, and it also adds just to this corner piece here, giving it a little bit more of a three-dimensional structure, making it more interesting, or at least I think it makes it more interesting. Whether it makes it more interesting or not is probably a perspective based thing, but boom. Right, let's as I say, the rest, or some of these will be done with rotten, others not so much. Pop that on the top. We'll use you, and I would like to also borrow you, because we're going to go like that and like that, and we're going to dig you out, and then we're going to grab you from there up to the middle like that, and that is essentially that. You come down here, take the blocks out, and it gives you just that little bit of exposed beamwork, which makes the what would otherwise be, I think, a fairly standard, I won't use the word boring, that's not fair to it. Now the next thing we need to do is come up here, and we are going to now, I've been able to do this in the past, why are you not playing now? It doesn't matter, there are other ways to do this. What we'll do is we come up like that, place you there. I actually need two more, don't I? I didn't, oh god, right now. Try not to show the glass house in any detail. And we're going to squidge around here. We're going to go over to here. We're going to grab two more bits of rotten debarked wood, and also one of those for now. And then we're going to kind of fly backwards. Oh dear. And a bit of the stable crept into view there, will live. And we'll pop that there. Then we'll grab these, and I need 6 of those. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to grab you, we're going to change you over to materials and shapes. And we're going to basically bring this over. The top of the flagpole is made flat enough to take a oil lamp, and the oil lamp just gives it that nice glow, and it's not overly visible, which, you know, is useful. and then we just transcribe you over, and then I'll repeat that another 5 times, which I won't do on camera, obviously. Oh, Gran, you went a bit proud on that one. Interesting. Grans are a bit prouder than mine. Oh well, we'll address that later. I think you'll be fine, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, these are details, and most of these towers, I don't know whether you can see, but over there in Gran's, there's a trapdoor, and there's actually a spiral staircase running up there. In this one, it still needs a floor, there's no spiral staircase. In this one, there's no spiral staircase, and there's no door. So, yeah, lots going on. So we take that, we come back down here, we'll grab that. This is Grant's pre-chiseled chain, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. Oh, hello. Sometimes these things can be... No, actually that was fine. There you go. And that is another tower done. So 5 more to do. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, apart from the remaining 4 towers, there's only one other carbuncle on this wall. One other thing which I have been avoiding, like this pit. I avoid this pit like the plague. Hello, how are you, sir? Oh, you are all very angry, aren't you? Yeah, and the bit that I've been avoiding is this diagonal. The reason I've been avoiding this diagonal is because I know it's going to be a pitter and not the bread. Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass, is quite frankly the reason I've been avoiding it, because it's going to need more dirt for starters. I assume there's a hole there, and it is not dirt, stone. And the reason being is, if we look at this, you've got, it's a double wide. That bit there, I need to basically put a layer of cobble all the way down and that stone on both sides, and then I've got to somehow replicate this, and honestly I don't know why. It's cobblestone and stone, that's slab and stone. It's, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I am going to have to do it. So yeah, I think that's my next job, is probably process up some cobblestone and get the layer of stone built in here. So I don't even know what that is. Do I just take you back to that? Because yeah, you are only one, so there's going to be basically a layer there. Yeah, maybe we have to. Anyway, I need to make some stone. I need to probably go and mine some stone to guess, I'm not sure, and I need to place some stone. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I have realised we missed something. And there's something missing from the bottom of these towers. So we need to go, well, you can see what's missing from the bottom of these towers, look. These. So I need to grab myself some wood, aged wood planks. Oh, got a storage master blueprint, didn't know I got that on me. What does that allow me to do? Make lots of rubbishy old things. Those are not so. I mean, if you wanted to do a lab, being able to make these glass tanks, probably not a million miles from things. But yeah, so what I need to do is very quickly just pile on there, and the one off to the side where I can't show you because I don't want to show you the glass house, and show you some of that. And this is simple enough. What we do is we go and grab that. We set you into materials, and we'll rotate you, and we'll flip you. I should have done that on the other side, but, and all we do is that, and then we'll repeat that around the edge. We go and grab that one at the bottom. No, undo. And we'll stick you, if I put you on that side I don't need to flip you. Well, I do now because I've flipped you, but. And then we stick in one of those. No, it's got to be careful, you've got to get it so it's vertical like that. And we grab that. Rotate. No. Like that. And I repeat that on all four sides, preferably with less rotating, more sensible kind of manipulation, and we're done. So I'll do that and be back in a second. Okay, I'm going to have a word with Gran, and I'm going to tell her never, ever, 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 ever build diagonal walls again. They are pain, but they're done. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to get a nice screenshot of that, and we'll scotch around this way just so we can come in. So we've still got 1, 2, 3 and that one 4 towers to do. That's in addition to the 8 towers that are around the Godswood. But we've got 4 to do to complete these walls. The Godswood walls all need completely doing. I did suggest to Grant that these could be shorter because technically speaking this structure is not defensive in the same way as the walls around the main keep are defensive, because if you breach this, all you actually get is access to, well, I suppose you would have access to the 2 narrow doors on the battlements, which are easily defended. You know, it's a standard 1 meter wide door, could be defended. And then you get the access to this door, which is a double reinforced iron door and then oak door. And again, you know, a small platoon, group, squad of defenders, heavily armed, could defend that, because you're only coming through this 2 at a time. You're not going to get the pressure to push through. So, and Gran's piled a load more cobble on since I was last time. I am going to take this tent bag back home with me because I need to really try and sort. In fact, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through all of these tent bags, leave that, and just take the stuff in it that is not really relevant to take that to Gran's build. That's my cold weather costume. So we can take everything out of here that has got, that's, pelt isn't, it not want you. It is one you can put down. We'll leave the pelts then, they could be relevant. Pelts and pelts. Everything else in there seems, I will take those with me. They are actually not bad ones. I also do need to just have a look in here because I need some more tools, which I'll probably make a list of and take back with me rather than carry them out. What have we got in here? This one I'm going to grind down. This is absolutely terrible. This is a cursed shovel, which at first I thought it's just lower durability. Look at the speed. So soil 3.3 times, soil 6.5 times. That is a common. That is so slow, it is untrue. So we will take that back and we'll get it ground down to get the meteoric iron out of it. Everything else in there is stuff for this. Right in here. We can take that. I know Gran doesn't use them, but we'll leave them here. You never know. She might change her mind. We'll leave those. We're taking those. We're taking that. We're taking the rot. That. That's my night watcher. That's all mine. All of that is relevant. This lot all needs to go into a chest downstairs for sorting. This is all relevant for maybe not that, maybe that as well, and then there's a lot of stuff up there. So I'm going to empty these into this chest monster. Oh, hang on. I'm trying not to show you stuff and I'm failing abysmally. I'm sure Gran will have released the video with those in by now. Please have done that. And then what we'll do is I will take out the stuff that's relevant to Gran's build and bring that as much of that up here as possible, and so on and so forth. That kind of works, doesn't it? We can leave that because I can use it. So yeah, let me just do a little bit of sorting and then I'll see you back at the base. Alright, we are back. We have emptied our, well, almost everything. I have the stuff for the elk station over there to put in, but that's it. Everything else is good. I didn't, because I said I would, so I didn't make a list of the tool heads I needed to make to restock my tools. So gonna have to go back and do that, but that I can do between episodes. We're going to finish off. Well, that's where we started, with vinegar and aged logs, because this is a thing, and we need all the aged woods. So we'll get all of that. We'll combine the vinegar, and then. Again, between episodes, I will press all of this cider. I might make a few bottles for the cellar, you never know. But as we stand, we made 3.5, just shy of 3 and a bit stacks. Now that is apple cider, that's still got a little while to go. So what we need to do now is combine. That's 45. So just combine these barrels into another set and then we can go again. Good job those fruit trees came in, because that was just like bang on time. Yeah, and the mod to make aged wood, there was one that allowed you to cook it, but it hadn't been updated. It was dog old, a bit like me really. So yeah, that one was not suitable. I mean, to be honest, I think things like it would be nice to be able to make almost everything in the game in one way or another. Actually, I'm gonna just have one of these barrels. 2 of these barrels just can have the remnants of the vinegar. So we'll have a little bit of vinegar for other things. Because I might want to pickle an onion or something like that, you never know. Hup. And we've got these going, so yeah, it's just a matter now of squeezing apples. Which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is an immensely entertaining thing to do. So we are going to leave this episode here. We may be a little bit short for a change. Although this episode is well over a day in the recording of, it's definitely not a day in the what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm losing it. In the viewing of, there you go. But you know, that's how it goes. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I do sincerely hope you all enjoy my little blast from the past, which is taking the other slot from Rusty Gears and an additional slot. So you're going to get an extra video each week anyway. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.